My name is Mrs. Sturgis, and I'll be your tour guide in the Allegheny County Courthouse, located at 436 Grant Street in downtown Pittsburgh. This is the second stop on our virtual tour, Building Pride, Building Character, created by the Pittsburgh History and Landmarks Foundation. Our goal with this tour is to help tell the story of Pittsburgh by visiting 5 architectural landmarks that are important in the life of our city today. We associate each landmark with character-building words and encourage you to develop those character-building words within yourself. You'll see what I mean. You'll catch on. A very important person in our region is here to welcome you to the Allegheny County Courthouse. I am honored to introduce Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald.
Hello and welcome. I'm Allegheny County Executive Rich Fitzgerald, and I want to welcome you to the Allegheny County Courthouse. This is the people's building for the residents of Allegheny County. All 3 branches, the executive branch, the county executive offices are here, the legislative branch, which is the county council, their offices are here, as well as our judiciary, the judges, the courtrooms, they are housed here as well as the row officers, our district attorney and others are located here in the Allegheny County Courthouse. So as you come into this building, whether it's virtually or whether it's in person, people are amazed at the grandeur and the greatness and the beauty of the architecture of this building. But it continues to be a living building to this day. Court cases go on here. Some of the great legislation that the county government has instituted has happened here. So a lot have happened. It's a very active building. We just recently replaced the roof that was 130 years old with 450,000 individual tiles. We also host a lot of weddings and events and concerts for a lot of the students who have some great musical talents that we hold over the holidays season and through the summer. So as you take this tour, remember that we stand on the shoulders of giants, our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, who helped build this building, who helped keep government running and keep our society moving in a good direction. Enjoy your tour.
This is a beautiful space. There are flags from various states of our union, a wooden bench, commissioned through a program with the Pittsburgh History and Landmarks Foundation to honor people who have worked in this building. And there are 5 beautiful murals. They were painted many years after the building opened, in the 1930s, by Vincent Nesbert. He immigrated to America and lived in Pittsburgh and taught art. The murals are devoted to the subjects of industry, Fort Duquesne, justice, the Battle of Grant's Hill, where the British were defeated by the French and the Native Americans in September 1758, and the 5th mural is titled Peace. The murals were restored in 1988 as part of the bicentennial celebration of Allegheny County. Notice how the grand stair begins with a welcoming arch and then tunnels up through the building to the top floor. The staircase is supported by many arches that seem to leap over big spaces. This design reminds me of the tunnels and bridges of Pittsburgh. There are qualities about this space that make me think of the following character-building words: robust, dignified, and impressive. Let's talk about the meaning of these 3 character-building words by looking at this model. Robust. That means strong, healthy, and vigorous. Henry Hobson Richardson, one of America's most famous architects, designed this vigorous and strong building that has been in good health for more than 130 years. Of course, changes, improvements, and renovations have been made over the years. For example, a new red-orange tile roof, closely matching the original, has been installed. But even with the changes, the courthouse retains its original integrity and character. It is a historic, robust, useful building.
dignified. That means noble or stately. The courthouse is symmetrical, balanced, and orderly. It is dignified in appearance. When the courthouse opened more than 130 years ago, it was the tallest building in Pittsburgh. The main tower is one of the most beautiful towers in the world. Impressive. That means awesome, as in having the ability to impress. The courthouse is the most important architectural landmark in our city and county. It is famous in our nation, listed on the National Register of Historic Places. This illustration shows the courthouse about the time it opened in 1888. Notice the 3 rounded entrance arches. Lions guarded these 2 outer entrances, and they are still there today. You need to look up, though, to see the lions, because after the courthouse was built, the remaining hill that it was built on was cut away. The 3 entrances were lengthened downward to reach the new lower level of Grant Street. So the lions are about 14 feet above the street now. An inscription in Latin on the front of the courthouse translates to read, "After the old burned, this building of justice was dedicated in 1884. This model shows the second Allegheny County Courthouse with the beautiful gold dome. A fire began on a Sunday morning. Nobody was hurt, but the fire damaged the building so much that it had to be demolished. That's why we have our third and present courthouse. A large plaque just above the sidewalk close to Forbes Avenue on the courthouse wall tells us that General John Forbes named Pittsburgh for Sir William Pitt the Elder. Richardson knew that his courthouse was impressive. Although he completed his designs for the courthouse, he did not live to see construction completed. He died in 1886 at the age of 47, 2 years before the courthouse was finished. On his deathbed, he said, "If they honor me for the little things I have already done, what will they say when they see Pittsburgh finished?" For a time, architects throughout North America imitated Mr. Richardson's style and designed buildings with stone walls, rounded arches, steep roofs, and towers. Now, let's think about these character building words in terms of your life. What do you need to do to become a more robust person, to become stronger and healthier? Yes, you need to exercise, eat healthy foods, and get plenty of sleep. What do you need to do to become more dignified? A dignified person carries himself or herself quietly with confidence and doesn't brag or boast. To become dignified, you could stand up straighter, keep your body under control, and use good manners. What are you impressive at doing? Are you impressive at reading, math, art, sports, music, video games? People who are impressive at doing something need to work hard, practice, and dedicate themselves to learning something thoroughly. They become so good at something that they make it look easy. Let's have some fun now. Let's take the Courthouse Challenge. As I climb the grand stair, please count how many steps there are. This is the first step. Carry on. We made it to the top of the grand stair. I knew a judge, Raymond Novak, who worked in the courthouse for many years. Every workday, he walked up the grand stair. He chose not to ride the elevator. The beauty of the grand stair inspired him and reminded him that his work as a judge was important every day. I like that story. It reminds me how place can really affect the attitude of a person. At the top of the grand stair is an inscription to Henry Hobson Richardson with his birth and death years. There's also a plaque to Judge Harper, a friend, attorney, and judge. With these plaques, we can think about the march of history. Do you remember in the City-County building, we saw the statue of William Pitt, for whom Pittsburgh is named. Remember, he was born in 1708 and he died in 1778. So he lived in the 1700s. If we look at the plaque for Mr. Richardson, we can tell that he lived in the 1800s. If we look at the plaque for Mr. Harper, we can tell that he lived in the 1900s. I also was born in the 1900s, but you all are born in the 2000s. You were born in the year 2000 something. Do you see how time marches on? William Pitt, Henry Hobson Richardson, Judge Harper, Mrs. Sturgis, and you guys. You students are the next generation to move Pittsburgh forward into the future. This is your city. With the inscription to Henry Hobson Richardson, what would his initials be? H.H.R. We'll walk down the grand stair slowly now, and we're going to find those initials carved on the column of a capital. We'll continue to walk down the staircase, and I'll point out 2 bronze plaques, and we'll head out to the courtyard, where we'll see even more beauty and more historical information. Here in the courtyard, the walls and towers rise around and above us. The architect, Mr. Richardson, was inspired by buildings in Europe designed many hundreds of years ago in the Middle Ages, with Roman arches, those are rounded, not pointed, with towers and steeply sloping roofs. In the design of our courthouse, Richardson used these elements in a big, bold American way. The courthouse is actually built of brick and covered with granite. Very skilled craftsmen hand-carved the granite, and there are some wonderful decorative details to see. Here's an interesting fact. When this building opened in 1888, this area was for horse-drawn wagons. Watering troughs were here too. Eventually, people who worked in the building parked their cars in this area. In the 1970s, my organization, the Pittsburgh History and Landmarks Foundation, worked with Allegheny County officials and workmen to create a courtyard for people to enjoy. The fountain was constructed then too. It's turned on in the summer, and in the winter, when the water is turned off, a holiday tree is erected covering the fountain. When the Steelers are winning, people decorate the tree with terrible towels. So it's nicknamed the Terrible Towel Tree. It becomes a place where people gather to cheer the Steelers on to victory. 4 raised garden beds were also constructed. The plants are irrigated with water from the roof that flows down through gutters and downspouts into the gardens. The courtyard is one of the most beautiful spaces in downtown Pittsburgh. The Pittsburgh Public Schools holds marbles competitions here. There's a plaque I would like to read with you. Let's read this plaque together. Allegheny County, formed September 24th, 1788, out of Westmoreland and Washington counties, named for the Allegheny River. County seat of Pittsburgh, was laid out 1764, became a city in 1816. A center of the iron, steel, and other industries, and workshop of the world. 4 free black men were among those who signed the petition in 1788 requesting that Allegheny County be formed. Think about this. Since Allegheny County was created in 1788 and this building was completed in 1888, this building was a 100th birthday present for Allegheny County. This is the 3rd courthouse to be built in Allegheny County, and we hope it will live on in the life of the county for many, many more years. I hope you have enjoyed exploring the Allegheny County Courthouse, and perhaps you'll choose to be like the courthouse, robust, dignified, or impressive. Several students from Pittsburgh West Liberty described why they wanted to be like the courthouse in this book we published. Please listen to what they wrote. I am choosing the words dignified and impressive, like the Allegheny County Courthouse. I choose dignified because I want to have pride in myself, and I choose impressive because I do a lot of activities really well. Another student wrote, the thing I liked most on the tour was the Allegheny County Courthouse because of all the architecture and all the cool, unique, different things that were in the courthouse. We saw plaques and flags and counted 48 steps in the grand staircase. The building was robust, and I want to be like that too. That also is a strong and healthy word for our city. Pittsburgh goes back to 1758. And another Pittsburgh West Liberty student said, the word I choose is robust, meaning strong and healthy. Pittsburgh is strong and healthy because the buildings are strong and healthy. What impressed me was the Allegheny County Courthouse because it is strong and healthy. People have cared for it for a long, long time. I like living in Pittsburgh because it is a caring city too. The tour helped me to know about the city. Building pride, building character. That's the point. Thanks for watching, and please keep learning about and caring about your city, Pittsburgh.